connect, how we argue, and even how we even break up. You know, how did we get here? Is it something that we ever thought we're going to experience, or what changed? Because I'm coming from a different place to what is happening now.
Yeah. Of course, change is the only constant thing, like they would say. But the thing is, we must keep changing with changing times. We must keep evolving as times evolve.
Even if these times are not positive.
Well,
do we change to
are
it?
we going to say social media is not positive? We are not going to say that.
It has its pros and cons.
It is, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. It has its positives. It has its pros and cons, like you said. And we just need to learn about the positives and also how to avoid the disadvantages or the negatives in that sense. Right? Social media has many benefits. But the same thing with every other technological advancement. It's going to come with its downsides. It's going to come with challenges, and it's now left for you to learn how to navigate those challenges. The same thing with TV, for example. There's a time where we did not have televisions, and then all of a sudden televisions were in every home. Right? At the time, television was something only people in the upper class had. But there's a time everybody now had a television, and challenges came with having television. In that there were stations, movies that were X-rated, that were not meant for children, and then we needed to navigate around those times. It's the same way now that we have social media, we now need to learn how to navigate around it, how to draw from it, how to take the positives, but also how to make sure it doesn't negatively impact us and our relationships.
I like what you just said now, because most times when I'm mentoring, this generation, these younger ones, I tell them that, look, in your mind, in your head, you know what is right, you know what is wrong. So it is left to you to make that choice. So coming back to our conversation now, would you say social media has made relationships easier or more complicated?
Very, very good question. I would say is a two-edged sword. So in a way, it has made our relationship easier, and in a way, it has made it more complicated. And I will tell you how. That made it easier in the sense communication is a lot easier. For example, in relationships, in that right now, long-distance relationships can be managed better, because there are more tools for communication. So right, I can do video calls, I can see my partner wherever it is they are, I can see my friend wherever they are. We can have that FaceTime. It's kind of bridges that absence physically, and all of that. So yeah, in that sense, that's made it easier. We also have the opportunity to connect with other people right now. So I can be in Nigeria and connect with somebody in China, Tokyo. I can connect with somebody in Germany, somebody in the United States of America, somebody in Bauchi, Yobe, and in the eastern part of Nigeria. So yes, in that sense, it has made it easier. Yeah, people who would have met now have the opportunity to meet as a result of social media. But then it has its downsides, in the sense that right now, because of social media, there is now unrealistic expectations from people in relationships, based on what they are seeing. So right now, I see somebody whose partner does banana for them, and I also want the same thing for myself. I see someone post a new shoe that the partner got for them. Now I want my partner to get me that same shoe or that same hair, as the case may be, that same phone. And if they can't meet up to that expectation, I now think that my relationship is failing. But that's not necessarily so. That would have been so if social media wasn't there. Because the truth is, the fact that somebody else's relationship is succeeding doesn't mean yours is failing. Right? And the fact
depends on what you even define as success.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's really because of what people have seen. Because the truth is, I'm a relationship coach, and I sit down with people every day. As part of what I do, I can tell you for free that people live double lives. People live real lives and lives on social media. There are people who I've sat in counseling with who were posting good pictures of them on social media, romantic pictures, all kind of pictures on social media, but they are having serious issues in their relationships.
Okay.
You will know that. You don't see that. What you see social media. And because of what you're seeing, you can now begin to compare your relationship with what you're seeing, except that no two relationships are the same.
So,
Yeah.
so where does communication, because you mentioned communication now, what role does communication now play in relationship beyond the social media? Because the examples you just gave, that they post things for people to see that all is rosy, meanwhile behind the scene, because they have created a scene for themselves, so behind the scene they are not as cordial as they make people believe that they are. So what is real communication in relationships here?
Yes. So very importantly, and I think that in a way as well, communication has been affected as a result of social media, in the sense that very few people have real communication right now, because statistics have shown us that people spend a lot more time on their phones than they spend with
Together.
other people.
Okay.
Yeah, connecting with other people.
Other people, okay.
Yeah, so you could be in the same room with somebody for 1 hour, for example, and they have not spoken a word to you, but they are chatting away with somebody on social media. In fact, they can be grinning chin to chin, smiling about whatever it is they are chatting on social media, and they're never giving you any smile, never said any word to you. And communication is being affected. So people are, even though they are together physically, they are far apart emotionally. There's that emotional disconnection that they have, even though they are together physically. So yes, in that sense, social media has affected communication, and people need to be deliberate about communicating in real time and in real life with people around them, their partners, as the case may be.
So talking about real life and real time now, from your experience as a relationship coach, what has been the major cause of conflict, concerning social media in relationships?
Yeah, so part of it is communication. The fact that, you don't have my time, we don't really talk about things, and sometimes when even people talk, the communication is not deep, it has no depth, it's just very peripheral, because a lot of people, like I said earlier, have disconnected emotionally as a result of the investment of their time and energy on social media. Right, so that's been one of the major challenges.
Mostly we have women who say these days that, if not for social media, maybe they would have been out of their marriage. So
in what sense?
In what sense? Yes. How has that really helped them? Because they go to social media, they see things,
makes them happy.
It makes them happy. They occupy their minds, with what they see. Is that healthy, or is that good for them?
Maybe, and I won't disagree with that, except that that's only temporal and peripheral, or it's only on the surface level, because just like somebody trying to drink away their problems. Yeah, that's
drink
exactly
away
what it
their
is.
problem.
Yeah, it's
like
very temporal. Yeah, because as soon as the effect of the alcohol wears off, you come back to
you're
reality.
back to reality.
The same thing with social media as well. So if you're using social media as a way to cope with whatever it is you're going through in your relationship, it's peripheral and it's temporal.
Okay.
When that wears off, you're going to come back to the reality of what's on ground.
Okay, another issue that really comes up most times I see on social media about relationships also is about having access to your spouse's phone. Okay, has that been a challenge, or how bad has that been in some of the issues you had to deal with as a coach?
Yeah, of course. Having access, there have definitely been debates about whether a partner should have access to their partner's phone, and so on. And of course, yes, that has been a challenge. But you realize that that's only the effect of a cause. it's only the stem of a root, in the sense that the root of that conversation is usually about trust. Yeah,
Okay. It's about
because
trust.
if there is trust on both ends, for example, the person who
Exactly.
wants access to the unrestricted access to the partner's phone, there won't be an issue, for example, if the partner, or there won't be any reason, let me put it that way, there won't be any reason to maybe go around snooping around your partner's phone in the first place. And on the other end, there won't be any reason why you would be fighting your partner having unrestricted access to your phone as well. So that's really the balance. To say that when there's trust, then it becomes easier for people to live with that. So one person says, okay, you can have unrestricted access to my phone, and the other person says, there's really no need searching around with your phone because I trust you, and because I trust you as well, you can have access to my
But
phone.
where does privacy come in all of this? I have nothing to hide, really.
Yeah.
I just want, even if you want to have access to my phone, just tell me first, and I will hand it over to you. Not that, you can just pick it up. That is why many people now have, is it screen lock?
Screen lock, yeah.
So when a person, is hiding, I don't want to use the word hiding, is asking for privacy for their phone, does it necessarily mean the person has something to hide?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Really. And I believe that to a very large extent we should respect other people's privacy, whether or not they are our partners.
Okay.
Right. And like I said, when there's trust, really, what are you searching for? If you really except, of course, you don't trust your partner, which shows a deeper issue in the relationship that you both need to deal with.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we noticed these days, when I started the show, I said, social media has changed, everything, how we meet, how we express our love to each other, how we argue, and how we even form our family, even how we break up. Some people just break up with their partner over social media. How damaging is that, or how will I say good is that? Because some people meet, like you also said it, that people meet on social media.
Yeah.
Can you have a strong lasting relationship when you meet someone on social media?
Why not? You could have a strong lasting relationship. I don't think the place you meet is not as important as the effort you put into the relationship or into making it work. Because of course, if I meet you in church, if I meet you on the street, it is not any guarantee that the relationship will last, right? But what I don't agree with is meeting somebody on social media, starting a relationship on social media without meeting them physically to get to know them as individuals. So
what do you advise in such scenario?
Yeah, I would advise, if you meet somebody on social media, meet them off social media before you make a decision of whether or not you want to be in a relationship with them. It's okay, social media is like the connecting platform to meeting this person. That's fine, right? The same way you could have met them anywhere. The same way you can't say, I met this person, in my school today, and just because I met them in school, I'm going to go ahead to date them. No, I'm going to go ahead to marry them. No. It's the same vein. I met them on social media. Let's meet off social media so that I can get to know you as a person, and then decide if we are compatible enough to go into a relationship.
Okay. Yeah. As a relationship coach now, do you encounter scenarios? I think you have talked about it, how social media promotes unrealistic expectations for love and marriage. How do you counsel, people or a couple or partners who have been affected with such?
Well, it's about perspective. It's about, seeing the cup half full or half empty, seeing the rose in the thorn or the thorn in the rose, in the sense that whatever you focus on magnifies. If you focus on the negatives in your partner, in your relationship, it's going to be magnified. If you focus on the positives, it's also going to be magnified. And that's what social media takes away from you, in the sense that it sometimes helps you to focus a lot on the negatives, because you are looking at, quote unquote, the positives on social media and think that's the reality of what happens. Like I said earlier, many people have dual lives, one on social media and one in real life. And you need to understand that if anybody relationship is working, even on social media, is because somebody is making it work, right? So if somebody's making it work, then make yours work as well. Yeah, if somebody's grass is green, it's because somebody's watering it. So go ahead and water your relationship. But at the same time, like I said, no relationship is perfect, right? No matter what it is you see on social media, right? You need to put in the effort to make sure that your relationship becomes whatever it is you want it to be.
But is it wrong to desire, what you see on social media that is not a vice, and you would like your marriage or your relationship to be like that? Is there anything wrong in desire, in desiring such?
And that's why that's why the word is unrealistic expectations, meaning that they are realistic expectations.
Okay.
To say that I can expect things from my partner, but let them be realistic. Let them be things that my partner can give to me, my partner can do, not things that are almost impossible, things that are not feasible, and when it comes to unrealistic expectations, sometimes it's even about timing. Sometimes at this time an expectation is unrealistic, and maybe in the next 1 year it becomes realistic. So you need to know, for example, let me give an example of someone wants the partner to get them, say, iPhone 16. Right. At this point, let's say the partner earns 300,000 naira monthly. That's unrealistic. That'll be a stretch on their finances at this time. But let's say the next 1 year, the partner starts to earn 1.5 million naira or 2 million naira per month. That expectation might then become realistic in that sense. So that is how expectations can sometimes move from realistic to unrealistic, or unrealistic to realistic, depending as the case may be. So it's about making sure that whatever expectations you have with your partner is one that is realistic enough for them to meet at that particular point.
Okay, let's look at sharing. Is it posts? Yes, online. In a relation, when you are in a relationship, what's your view on sharing things about you on social media? Is it something that should be discussed first? Should you take permission, or is the whole idea itself not favorable for people in a relationship?
Or whether it's either about you or your partner?
Your partner, on social media.
Well, I'm a bit conservative when it comes to this, because
so it depends on the individual.
No, I'm even talking about the things you put out there.
Okay.
Generally, even about yourself, about your relationship. I'm saying I'm a bit conservative about it, in the sense that I would rather people are very mindful of that, because number one, internet doesn't forget. Number two, there is supposed to be a level of privacy, or there is also a sense to having or living a private life, with your partner, as the case may be. So I think that whatever it is you want to post on social media, I think you should look at it in the sense of, is this supposed to be for the public, or is it supposed to stay with us? And there are some things, fairly sensitive things, that you want to first of all discuss with your partner to make sure that they're comfortable enough for you to post those things before you go ahead to post them. But at the end of the day, it's important to always ask yourself if this is supposed to be for the public eye, or something that is kept within a small space.
Okay, because I asked that question because I know a particular lady who always posts her partners, is it husband now?
Partners.
Partner.
Okay.
Her partner.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember if they were married then. Okay, she just used to post her partner on social media, everything he does. Not everything, but just like to praise him online all the time. And eventually things didn't work out. And then, she became a laughing stock. So in that situation, did she do anything bad?
Well, it's again a two-way street. Number one is, if you are not married to a person, you have to be circumspect about always posting them on social.
What if you were married?
that's a different ball game. Of course, you can post your partner as much as you want.
Okay.
Especially if they're comfortable with it. You have to know if they're comfortable with you posting them every time. But if you're not married to a person, you have to understand that there is a risk that this person might not get married to you.
Okay.
And if that doesn't happen, just like you said, you might become a laughing stock, or people might raise eyebrows, and then tomorrow they start seeing you post somebody else again, and it doesn't work out, and then tomorrow you start so you have to.
She's just a lover girl.
You have to be careful about that. Right, except of course you don't mind the consequence. If you don't mind the consequence, if tomorrow it doesn't work out and you are okay with whatever comes afterwards, with what people say or do, if you're fine with it, of course, knock yourself out. But if not, then you want to be careful about that. Of course, if you're married and you also want to post your partner as much as you want, of course you're free to do that as well, to celebrate, because of course we need to celebrate marital relationships as well, so it's okay for you to post your partner, but just of course make sure that they're comfortable with it.
Okay, just before you came in, Joshua and I were talking about human interaction these days, and even we recall days when we were younger, we used to sit in the same living room with our parents to watch TV and have family time. That such things have hardly exist anymore, because how many people still watch television? People are still on their phone. So how does excessive screen time begin to affect emotional connection and of course communication within a couple?
Yeah, and really you've hit the nail on the head. Excessive screen time has affected many relationships, and will continue to affect many relationships, sadly, because one of the things excessive screen time does is it pulls you away from people, and it reduces the emotional connection that you share with people, and transfer it to what you do on social media, or with your phone, or with your screen, as the case may be. So it's something we need to restore back in our homes, back in our relationships, where people have that real time, real life relationships and connection with other people, where there are no phone areas in our homes, to say when we come to the dining, for example, no phones, where there are no phone times in our homes as well, or in our relationships, where from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. we are dropping our phones, putting on silence, and just focusing on the other person with undivided attention, right? Because really that's what listening is about. People many times confuse hearing and listening. So when they are maybe doing something else...
Excuse me, people confuse hearing and listening. They are two different things.
Two different things. Hearing is an evidence that you are not deaf.
Okay.
If you're not deaf, you will hear me.
You will hear you.
But listening is hearing with understanding.
Yeah. Okay, go on.
So where your attention is, that's where your ears actually are. That's where your listening is actually. You can't be listening. You can't say you're listening to somebody that you are not giving your attention to. In fact, I usually like to say that the second most important organ in listening are your eyes. Where your eyes are, that's where your attention is. So
that's why you say Ojulorowa.
Exactly. So if you listen to somebody, then your attention should be fixated on them, fixed on them. That's really what listening is about. And that's what we must restore in our relationships if we want them to thrive, if we want to deepen connections in our relationships.
Okay. So I'd like you to also now talk about, some warning signs, that tell you that social media is harming a relationship. Warning signs to look out for, to know that social media is actually, damaging a relationship.
Absolutely.
Be it between a husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, parents and their kids, any type of relationship. So what are the warning signs that, that one should look out for, that, this is damaging the relationship?
So first of all, if one starts using their phone excessively, it's only a matter of time before it catches up with the relationship. Yeah, it's really going to tell the relationship sooner than later. Secondly, if one partner begins to complain about your excessive use of your device, then you need to begin to pay attention to it.
Okay.
Right? Thirdly, if you see that communication has been affected, emotional connection has been affected because of excessive use of your phone. You see that, okay, I'd rather be on my phone than talk to my partner. I'd rather be on my phone than be with them, be around them. Then it shows that there's a problem that needs to be resolved.
Okay.
If there are also conflicts around use of phone, screen time, social media, then of course that is something that you need to fix. So those are some warning signs you need to look out for.
So what is the solution if all these things have happened in the relationship?
Number one, become intentional and deliberate. Right? Like I said earlier, become intentional, because you have to be. Social media is our life, right? Everybody uses social media. Even if you don't like it, you have no choice.
Yeah.
Right? Because your relationships, your work, everything, revolves around social media in that sense. So you have to become intentional if you really want to solve these problems. So, like I said, fixed times where no social media, no phone, no screen time, just me and my partner, undivided attention, right? You could do a lot of indoor games, for example, activities that are devoid of phones, gadgets, screen time.
Okay.
Yeah, those activities will definitely boost connections and boost bonding between you and your partner, right? And of course, keep communication lines open in the sense that communicate. Talk about how these things are affecting you. Talk about if you feel like your partner is using their social media a bit excessively. And talk about these things. Always, communication is the bloodline of a relationship. So you have to keep talking. You have to keep talking, refining things, and getting things better. Yeah.
Over time, I have also heard that social media causes infidelity in a relationship. I'd like you to also speak to that.
Well, I don't think social media causes infidelity, right?
Or flirting.
Or flirt. I don't think social media that causes it.
Okay.
I think that there is something, even in research, there are what we call causative factors and they are correlational factors. So maybe social media is related to infidelity, but social media, I don't think it causes.
Because most of the time, when you listen to arguments or misunderstandings between a couple, you hear, oh, it was on the phone. I got it from her phone. I got it from his phone. Yeah. She was talking to someone, in a particular way. Oh, she received some messages. She posted some things to this person. So that was what I was referring to.
Yes, I get that, right? And if you social media actually means medium, right?
Yes.
It's a medium. It's a method.
I won't say causing it now. Okay, I don't want to use the word causing.
Something
it encourages
that already exists.
Okay.
To say that, because before social media, people were cheating. People were flirting. Yeah. So social media is only a medium of expressing what people already are.
Or aiding it.
Yes.
Okay.
So people already these things, but we have a medium to express it now, so let's use this medium to express who we already are, before the advent of social media. Yeah, so I understand that yes, it's possible social media is fueling these things. It's possible it is increasing the flames of infidelity and what have you, but it's actually a sign of a bigger problem that existed before it, and it's just projecting what has already existed. Yeah.
Okay. Just before we go, in your view, how can now couples now intentionally use social media, if they have to use it, in a way that supports and not sabotage their relationships?
Yeah, I would say number one, we need social media to promote healthy heterosexual relationships. People need to know that marriages work, relationships work, because there's a lot of negativity in the world. There's a lot of negativity, right? A lot of the times people right now a lot of young people don't even believe in marriage, in the institution of marriage anymore. A lot of people feel like, oh, all men are this, all women are this, marriages don't work, love doesn't exist. So we need social media to promote that there are healthy marriages, that love exists, and because people need, especially younger generation, need models, right? Positive models that they can look up to, that they can see and say, you know what, yeah, if these people can make this work, then I believe that I can make it work. If these people, can promote their marriage in this way, then I believe, the institution of marriage is still very valid, and I can also do the same. So that's one way we can use social media to promote healthy marriages. We could, of course, also use social media for better communication. For example, right now, if you are apart from your partner physically, you can bridge that gap with social media. You can send them a text, for example, on social media. You can put a video call across. Oh, I just wanted to see you. That increases the bond. That doesn't replace physical intimacy, physical connection. It only complements it, right? And that's where the balance is. So say, oh, I'm not going to use social media at all, or I'm going to use only physical intimacy. We could use both. Both can complement each other, where we still have a physical intimacy and we still can connect on social media. So that's also another way that we can use social media to promote healthy relationships, and couples can also use that to further the course of their relationship.
Again, just before we go, any last words for couples, for those in a relationship, for those that are married? I'd like you to just drop a word for them, a word of advice, a word of encouragement for those who are going through a lot right now, because of social media and how it has affected their relationship.
Yes, so I would say this as we round off today, that social media is neutral. It's neither bad nor good. Social media is like a knife. It's like a gun. Yeah. The use of it is what determines whether it becomes bad or whether it becomes good. The same way a knife can be used to prepare food in the kitchen, it can also be used to stab somebody, right? Gun can be used to protect the lives and properties of a set of individuals in a geographical location. A gun can also be used to kill illegally. So it's the same way social media is. What you do with it is what determines whether it's good or bad. It's a tool, and I want to implore you to use it as an individual, as couples, to further the course of a relationship, to grow your relationship, to improve your connection, intimacy, your bond with each other, and not to tear down your relationship or destroy it.
Thank you very much, Miracle Ihoma, relationship coach, and we've been talking about the impact of social media on relationships. He has just told us now that social media is a tool, okay? It now depends on you how you use it, for good or for bad. Social media itself, he has said it, is neither good or bad, but how you use it, whether for connection or to sabotage your relationships. Thank you once again, Ihoma Miracle. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, the conversation continues.